So you can see that we cannot overemphasize the use of equalization for both corrective and creative changes of sound. Now, moving forward, EQ for corrective application. EQ for corrective application. This includes making tonal change to compensate for imperfect room acoustic, one, budget microphones, or inaccurate loudspeaker system. Let me quickly address this, and it is very, very simple. You can see and you can hear that some of our mics, low budget mic, the China mic we use, if not because of EQ, and if not that you know how to use your EQ well, you may find out that most of those budgets will give you a great issue. Most of those your mic will give you a great issue. Some of us will look for a high budget mic, like Shaw. We have Shaw fake, we have Shaw China, you have AKG original, you have AKG. So when you are buying this, are you sure you are even getting the original one in the market? Because imitation is all everywhere. Now, when you get to the studio and you are trying to fine tune, because most of the professional microphones that are original, you do little or less on the equalization. I think I made mention of something in my office where I work as a broadcast engineer and dealing with audio. We have the opportunity to buy Scienza, our lapel mic for all our anchors to speak. We have the lapel, we have the transmitter, and we have the receiver. It's a wireless system. Now, fortunately or not fortunately, most of our lapel mic were faulty. And when they got faulty, the audio operators decided to contribute money and go and buy lapel mic. I was not in the knowing when they wanted to select the pipe. They went to Alibaba Express and one of our cameramen helped them to get the mics. Now, what is the issue? By the time they fix the lapel mic to the transmitter of the Scienza, that we are using, everybody knows when an anchor speaks that this is not a good equalizer. They now try to compensate. We are using a digital console, Midas 32. So they are trying to compensate. And most of them, they are not very conservative with this frequency response that we are talking about. So they just turn anything, anyhow, just to feed the sound. They don't even know the frequency they are dealing with. What am I trying to insinuate? I'm trying to point out that the complete system of that Scienza EW300 that we got, the complete one was about 450,000. Now, to get the lapel mic, that lapel mic that you collect to your receiver before sending to the transmission, that lapel mic alone is 150K. They went to AliExpress to go and buy 5,000 naira. What was it called? 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira lapel mic, and they're now connecting it to Scienza receiver to transmit, and it didn't work. The result was very, very poor. Everybody knew it, even the director. Not to talk of me that I'm sad. I know that it's not working, but that's the low budget mic they can afford to get, because how much is the salary that they will have to contribute 250,000? And the company is the one that's supposed to do it, which actually the company will do, but there are some delays. So, but to help them to be able to do their own job well, they have to look for something that they can use. And what they got was a very low budget mic. I can tell you before now, the one that came with the Scienza mic, without equalization, Categorically, the sound came out perfectly because the frequency range of that particular lapel mic for that silencer was between 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. That's the frequency range response. So it engulfs all the frequency response. So you hardly do any equalization. It picks everything clean and clear. No stress, no hassle, no equalization. Equalizer, yes, I can tell you that. No equalization on our mics. All we just do is that we apply the low cut and the high cut on the what's it called on the equalization. So we don't boost, we don't gain, or we don't do any attenuation, we don't cut. Everything is just on the center frequency is 0 dB. And the sound of every anchors that either a male anchor or a female anchor that come to the screen to speak, the microphone automatically balances it. Can you see how low budget microphone can cause us stress? It's still causing us the stress because up to now we have not been able to buy the lapel mic for the original silencer, which is 450,000. We are still using the 5,000 naira, and it's affecting our production. So I just brought in as if for you to know how a low budget microphone can give you issue when you are doing your implementation or when you are using it, whether for studio application, like I just mentioned in broadcast, or even in recording studio, or even for live sound. Sometimes we think it's expensive to buy a short mic of about 35,000 naira, and we prefer to buy bed song that is about 7,000 naira. Bed song that is 7,000 naira and short mic that is 35,000 naira cannot give you the same type of production. Definitely, if it is original shop that you're able to get your hands on, it cannot give you the same. There is definitely going to be a professional touch on that short mic. Then you have more stress or more equalizer to apply for the bed song that is about 7,000 naira. So this is less easier achieved in live sound enforcement than in recording studio. Indeed, the use of equalization is often the only way to reach a workable compromise in live sound situation. Now, looking at this graphic EQ here, the equalizer here, that's the one I have on my screen now. You see what we are talking about, equalizer being used for corrective purpose. It's different from this one. Let me go back a bit. Can you see this one? Precisely and accordingly. That is exactly what we are talking about when we are using a graphics equalizer. Now, moving forward. Now, EQ for creative application. On the other hand, and equally as valid in the recording studio as they are live sound enforcement, and an equalizer with a sweep mid-range control is infinitely more versatile than one that has simple high and low control. The only rules of creative equalization is, listen, if it sounds good, it is good. In this area, we are not trying to make any corrective application. You just want to be creative. You just want to add some juice, some sibilance. You want to clean up some rumbles. You just want to make sure that your sound, it sounds nicer in your hearing. And mind you, you can't achieve that if you are not using your headphone. You put your headphone on, you try to say, okay, my sound is okay, my music is okay, everything is going fine, but can I just be creative about it? Can I add some juice? Can I add some creativity to my EQ? So on that basis, you are not using it for correct anything but to be creative. So it's once you now listen, the way it sounds to you that matters for creative application of equalization. So if you use it often creatively, it will help you to improve more and to know more and more about it. If you don't use it often, you may not be able to know how to operate on a creative equalization. So practice can make perfection. That's what I'm trying to do. The more you practice on your creativity, the more you got to know it. Then the type of music you listen to will also help you to train your hearing system. It also help you to know that you can hear all the frequency range response, and you can also be creative around those frequency range response. So creative EQ is the rules of creative equalization is if it sounds good in your ear, it is good. That's just the basic for creativity of an EQ. Now, looking at this is a core audio mixing techniques. The fundamental audio mixing techniques to be dealt with will be in order are the volume, the panning, frequency, imaging, dynamics, and effect. Let's deal with each one in isolation to understand how they combine and contribute to your overall mix. Now, volume. Volume. It is tempting to jump right to the fun stuff, but before you discern clarity in a vision and hearing can be hard, you need to bring the amplitude of each track or fader into balance. This means twisting the volume knob until every instrument is still at a relative closer level of loudness that you would expect in the final product. This volume control is a really issue in our level of loudness. This evening, I just watched a video. I made mention of it about an entertainer, an event manager, a lady, female event manager that her hair got damaged from a loudspeaker sang by a DJ. He's not an engineer. I don't want to believe those DJs are engineers. They are not. But the DJ blasted this loudspeaker and it damaged the hearing of this lady. Unknowingly, before she knew it, they have to take her out for operation. Maybe they have to put a sensor, hearing sensor into her brain, open her brain, put hearing sensor there, so that she can hear. Then another one external, there's one external and there's one internal. Probably maybe I will allow us to watch that video next week, and you will see what I'm talking about. So, volume in our audio something is very important. I don't know how you'll be mixing that your console or your amplifier will be enter distortion. Even on your mixer, once you are seeing that red indicator blinking on each, it means that you're overpicking, not to talk of your outputs. No matter how you are doing your mix, your volume, you must be able to watch it and control it. You must be on the green level. From your fader input to your master output, you must be on the green level. You don't have any even entering into the amber level, not to talk of red. For a digital mixing console, they put the green level standard at minus 24 LUFS. That's loudness using unit full scale. Most of us, we don't know that there's a standard, audio standard that we need to follow. On any digital mixing console, you see it written minus 24 LUFS. What is LUFS? That's another topic. It's loudness unit full scale. You must not pass that level on the digital mixing console. It will help you to have a clean sound on your final output. So we cannot overemphasize the issue of loudness and volume control. It is very important, so that we won't enter distortion in anything we do in our mixing. Of course, you can't and won't get it perfect due to the variance in dynamics. Your goal is to simply create a canvas that's ready to be panned, equalized, and compressed. Yes, your sound must be able to be accessible, audible to all. People that are around you. You must not damage people hearing by loudness. You don't have any use to increase your amplifier. You don't have any reason to increase your master output so that it will blast and it will damage people's hearing. We are professional in this line. We must be very cautious in distortion, in our sound entry distortion, especially when it comes to the issue of this talking drum said they are not hearing themselves. I want to keep the volume up. Mind you are entering into distortion gradually if you are not careful. And you are not helping them, as I've said in the question that somebody asked, you are damaging their hearing. Those talking drummers, they are losing their hearing gradually. And the drummer, because they will keep on telling you they don't hear. And the more you give them volume, the more they damage their hearing. With time, by the time they are growing old, some of them are very young now. By the time they are going to maybe 30, 40, 45, they won't hear again. Because they will lose their hearing automatically. They will lose it. That is what loudness and distortion. And if you are trying to help them, they don't understand you. As a professional, find another way to help them. We are not a nuisance. We are not to create problem. We are a problem solver. So no matter how they are stubborn, or no matter how heavy they are, you can work with them and bring them down and still control so that you can help their hearing system. You don't have to fight them, but you have to express to them with love. So that is what you can see at the end of volume and distortion. This is a topic that is very, very important. I've been a victim of this. I went to a program. I was the one that said, I brought in my loudspeaker. The place was so choked, not much. But when I don't have knowledge of what I was doing then, I brought in a speaker that is too much for that. And that's the hall, the event hall. At the end of the day, even me myself, I was a victim. My ear was ringing for completely 2 days. I was hearing the reverberation of that speaker. And as of that time, some people are complaining they are not hearing. I keep on pushing the audio. But it affected me too. So I imagine if it affected me, a lot of people will have been victim in that hall. So since then, I learned my lesson to know how to deal with my volume and loudness, level of loudness and distortion. Because if I can feel it, then some people will feel it. So beginners will cry for the mountain top that they should come first when we are doing this. They say it's too hard to hear each track or equalizer or each faders in a mix when they are lined up at the center. That's what I'm saying. They will complain that they are not hearing this, they are not hearing. All these people, they don't even know anything about sound. It's few of the instrumentalists that know something about audio sound. Now, look at the training they are doing. How many instrumentalists, people that play instruments, that online with us now? How many? I don't think I have any instrumentalists online presently now that are with us. So what I'm saying in essence, it shows that we are the engineers. We are the one that can help them. We are the one that can tell them what to do. They depend on us. Without us, they know that they cannot do anything. So we have to express to them. So we must be watchful of our loudness and our volume. The level of our loudness, I'm talking about volume now, level of our loudness and also our distortion range. We must be very mindful of our signal to noise ratio. It's also very important because that is what we always can rocket us into distortion range. If we are not mindful of our floor level, noise level for floor, and also our headroom, we must be able to know how to compress our sound within that range so that we don't enter distortion. I think this is a good place for me to stop for tonight so that we can begin to take questions now. From if you have any question now, the floor is open. The floor is open for questions. The floor is open now for questions.
Thank you very much for the lecture. I believe I am building and growing very, very high in this teaching that you decide to render to us on a few notes. Thank you very much. God bless you. Now, talking about reflection in a hall. That is your sound reflection, vibration and reflection in a hall that is not well compatible. Then dealing with it, your definitely your FOH hits the walls and return if not properly positioned. Then how do you handle that? My first question. Then second question is you just make mention of instrumentalists. Sometimes instrumentalists are about 70 to 75% problem of every engineer. Mostly, you are hardly some instrumentalists that are very, they keep you this one will tell them by the time you are trying to okay, let me satisfy this, let me do this, your setup might be out of range. Which, on the other hand, you would have the effect of all this that you are talking about. Now, you are in a hall that is not well compacted. Then your keyboardist is complete. Then by the time you like maybe I am not perfect, but one thing I always tell my keyboardist that set your keyboard at average, then leave me to balance you. There's some by the time you balance you balance the keyboard, then in his next playing is either increasing it or bringing it. So which would definitely is on time. That is like on time or fluctuating your own setting. So in balancing this, because sometimes the people that are some people that are listening might not be well to do in sound. Some they just want it. There's some they want to no. This sound is abnormal. So then, in dealing with that, how do you satisfy your people and the audience?
Thank you. You have Mr. Moses. Okay, can you? Thank you. Your speaker, you can mute your speaker. Yeah, thank you. You really asked a very long question, a very, very, very long question. But notwithstanding, I can't say that I won't answer your question because the question you asked is really a very, very tidy one. But I can tell you categorically that we are audio engineers, but in this particular area, audio engineering, we have different kind of fields. Let me just tell you how our job description is. We have riggers, engineers. We have monitor mix, stage mix audio engineer. We have front of house mix audio engineer. We have acoustic audio engineer. And we have recording. Those are the broadcast, the live streaming engineers. Those are the few I can just mention here. You mentioned about a home and your sound system you are setting. The first thing is that before you use any home, you are supposed to make inquiry and look for an acoustic engineer, acoustic sound engineer to help you out. Do you know there are some equipment, particular equipment they use to check acoustic of an event or before they rig equipment? You have to go inside there with those equipment, that particular set of equipment, and you have to check the acoustic of that up. That is when you know the type of speakers you have to bring in. You know the type of sub you have to bring in. Maybe, probably, you will not need 9 Harry in that up. Maybe it's even point source speakers that will solve the problem of that. But because we don't have acoustic engineer working with us, we go ahead to do everything ourselves.